Hey guys, sorry about that. If there's any more technical difficulties, I'll let you know, but I think we're back here and underway here in the end of the second period in game number 2 between Eclipse and Ground and Pound. Still a 1-1 game here.
As the final seconds tick away, great chance for Gilly to end the period. Sorokin with the save on the one-timer, and we'll start the third period with Eclipse on the power play.
And again, same kind of thing, Ground and Pound with a ton more shots on goal. Doubling that, but again, the time on attack, it looks like Eclipse just trying to do everything they can, to look and set up that perfect play. Their cycling, ability with about 2 minutes, or about a minute and a half, extra time on attack here. No power plays either, one penalty, I believe, early on, but we're still on the power play here to see if Eclipse can bury this one, but here we go, guys. Sorry about the connection, and the stream quality, guys. We're doing best we can here. But we'll see if we can't power through this as we still are in game number 2, guys, with the third period about to get underway.
You're tuned into the Sharks Pacific Cup presented by WD Black, hosted by League Gaming. We begin the third period with a minute 5 of power play time for Eclipse, and they quickly bring the puck into the zone. As Giroux plays it back, skills his shot. That one goes wide. Rick Chell with the rebound. Gilly looking for an option. 35 seconds remaining on the power play as Gilly rips that one wide. Stick side. Good touch passing. Stammer. He's got the goal in this one for Eclipse. The block by his own man. Tough break there by Gilly. The one-timer from Rick Chell turned away. Nice job by Ground and Pound as they kill off the penalty. And Sorokin will hold that in the glove hand for the face-off.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looked like Giroux was in the way of that one as that one-timer looked labeled. But still 1-1. Penalties killed here. Big moment there for Ground and Pound.
From the face-off, Eclipse with possession as Rick Chell played it to the corner. No one in blue there, and now it's controlled by Ground and Pound, led by Nasty, the puck carrier. He advances it back to the defenseman before they played it ahead to Spars, and now it's controlled by Skills. Taken away by Graz. Quick touches here by both teams as Spars comes up with it. Shot right on! Oh, wow! A seeing eye shot, and Ground and Pound are in front 2-1. An absolute snipe there to give them the lead.
I believe that was from the back end too, wasn't that? No, it was Covey.
Yeah,
it was Covey from the back. Walked in from the point, and again able to pick the corner, just like Stammer, just answering that bell, and 2-1 lead now for Ground and Pound.
Covey with 7 goals in the regular season. What a great chance there is Nasty. Nearly tucked it in from below the goal line for the insurance marker, but Kernsey with the save.
No one has had a 2-goal lead yet in this series. It's been 1 goal separating them both the entire time.
So Kovalchuk with 7 in the regular season, but there he gets a big one for Ground and Pound to give them a 1-goal lead as we've played a little more than 5 minutes here in the third period. Icing waved off as Spars picks up the loose puck. Raz rims it around the boards to Covey. He gets hammered, but it's picked up by Delta. Nasty through center ice, gains the offensive zone. Nasty still with the puck, makes the pass in front to Delta, but that's picked away by Rick Chell. Gilly, he goes cross ice. Quick touch passing here from Eclipse as the wingers enter into the zone. Rick Chell drops it back for Skills as he looks for a lane. Makes the pass over to Rick Chell at the face-off dot. He spins in through the high slot. Loose puck. Oh, great chance, Sorokin with a huge save. And then Gilly backhands it wide. Nice job by Giroux to pick up the puck. Shot from the point. That one sticked away and now controlled by Spars as he plays it back to Graz. Approaching the midway mark of the third period, Ground and Pound leading now 2-1 as that shot gets blocked. You're tuned into the Sharks Pacific Cup presented by WD Black and hosted by League Gaming. Shot by Spars, got blocked by Skills, played back to the point. Oh, great poke check, Rick Chell, he's all alone on a breakaway, brings it in, what a goal! Rick Chell with his 3rd goal in 2 games, and he ties this up at 2-2.
Ricky Sticks on a breakaway. You love to see it. Able to finish it off, and a big one again as Rick definitely carrying the load offensively for Eclipse so far. 3 goals in 2 games, and again, now they're all tied up late in the third period.
Oh, no, they're not! What a response from Ground and Pound as Delta buries it on the one-timer, and they're back in front. 3-2.
And a quick backdoor one-timer, and Delta is going to slam this one home as Stammer just missing the block on that one. as he backed up a little too far, gave Delta the shot, and he just hammers that one top corner as a great passing play there. And it is a 3-2 lead once again. Starting to trade some chances now, but good answer by Ground and Pound to show, they're not going away easily, as again, to fall down 0-2 against this great Eclipse team is going to be very difficult.
With 8:03 remaining in the third period, Ground and Pound now in front after that goal from Delta Slays as they lead it 3-2. And that was just seconds after Rick Chell equalized on the breakaway. Gilly, his shot, oh my goodness! It got on top of the net there as Sorokin got just enough to tip it over top. Graz, he picks it up now for Ground and Pound. 6:10 remaining in the third. Delta, the man who's got the go-ahead goal, it's poked off his stick. Giroux drops it back for Skills. Gilly, he's held up at the line, and G&P will send that down the ice, and it'll be an icing call with 5:01 remaining.
5:01 left. Eclipse, are they going to be the ones to tie it up late here?
Don't count them out, that's for sure. As the one-timer, there it is! What a response! Beautifully finished by Gilly, and we're all tied at 3.
Gilly now hammering one home on that one, as he'll score there, get his second of the series after the OT winner, and they are just trading chances. No one will go up by 2. Again, we might be headed for a second straight overtime.
And at this point, it's a question of which goaltender will come up with a timely save for his team, as Eclipse back on the attack here. Skills makes the pass to Rick Chell. He's turned away. Nice job by Sorokin. Now it's time for Ground and Pound. Nice defending by Stammer. He strips the puck away and carries it across center ice for Eclipse with 2:15 remaining in the third. We're all square at 3, and we're looking at a potentially second consecutive overtime game in this series. But a loose puck picked up now by Giroux as Eclipse start to wheel out of their own side of center ice. Final minute of play here in the third. Pass intended for Gilly, picked off by Spars. Nasty moves ahead for Delta. Back to Nasty. Delta trailing, but he can't strip it away. Giroux does well to fight through the stick check and is able to muscle the puck out through center ice. Kovalchuk, nice move to get around Rick Chell, but then he loses the puck. 35 seconds remaining here in the third. Brought ahead by Skills, makes the pass over to Giroux. Giroux shot right on Sorokin, deep in his net, but he's able to squeeze it for.
Potentially looking for a rebound there. Sorokin's going to hold on to it. All right, big moment.
31.4 left in regulation. Big face-off win for Eclipse. Gilly, top of the point for Stammer. 25 seconds remaining. Stammer off the half wall, looking for an option. Stripped away by Covey. Here goes Delta Slays. Self-sauce to give him a bit of space. Drives by the first player. Takes it in. What a goal! Crazier than a cereal sandwich. We're flying Delta tonight as Delta gives Ground and Pound the 4-3 lead.
Unreal goal by Delta. He holds it for what seemed like an eternity, and he buries it short side there. Unbelievable goal. Ground and Pound with 8 left.
Can they hold on? Final 5 seconds. Turned over Spars. He'll feed it ahead. Ground and Pound with an amazing effort and a huge result as they tie this series at 1 on some late dramatics. They take game number 2, 4-3.
Unreal. Delta able to come through in the clutch. He dragged everyone over to his side, and he just would not let that shot go. Unbelievable chance by him. And again, we'll take a look, as I think he's watching it right now, as they're driving wide on this one. And it looks like Skills somehow just missing that poke check. Like, look how close that is.
You can't get any closer without making contact.
And he just holds it for forever. Stammer had a chance, and he went for the poke check instead of bodying him. He cut right through him. And an unfortunate play as he splits the D by himself. Unbelievable. We'll see if we get Ricky. Can you play the whole thing for me, Doug? Let's see if he gets it through. As, yeah, that's a tough one there. Ground and Pound going to tie things up here. Unfortunately, Rick won't show the whole thing, but yeah, Stammer not taking the correct read on that one. Tough look there. I mean, he did have a great goal, though, and other than that play, I still think he played pretty well in that series, but Again, tough when you go from a potential Norris candidate in the regular season and then switching them out right before the playoffs, but nonetheless, we've got a tied series as both of these teams just trading back and forth in that second game. That was a great answer on both teams, and they both had similar goals all the way throughout. There was, picking the corner from the defenseman as Kovalchuk had one for ground and pound for Stammer, and then obviously that Delta just took over there as well. But give us a second, guys. We'll go back with an update here as we've got an update in the standings. We'll take a look at where we stand as Olympia now up 2-0 over Reckless Legends, and that one, again, that's a heavy underdog series as Reckless Legends at 32nd, so nothing out of the norm there. As we move along, True North up 2-0 on back-to-back 2-1 games against Cobra Kai. As again, Cobra Kai picked True North as they wanted to play to try and get some revenge for Huff. And it's not going in their favor so far as True North up 2-0 in that series, as that's a potential big upset. We've got Nemesis 2-0 over Freedom. Day One was able to tie their series up against LFG with a big 5-0 win in game number 2. As they go down, the Bad Kids, they lose game 2, but again, that's a pretty big upset. They did win game number 1. Catch 22 is up 1-0 over Prodigy in their series, a 5-4 game, close in that one, and BBB leading Centrum in their series 1-0. Ice and Denial, still 1-0 for Ice in that series. And Vertigo over Pressure, a 3-0 win for Vertigo in that first game. Canadians Esports did take game number 1 in heavy fashion over Instinct, 6-1 as they're rolling in that one. As we get some updates here, Entourage, they win game 2, 4-2, so they are now 2-0 over Overpowered. And then it looks like BBB is going to win game 2 as well, 3-0. So that's a 2-0 series lead for Centrum. As we take a break, guys, we'll be right back after a word from our sponsor, WD Black. Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with game number 3 of Eclipse versus Ground and Pound. Welcome back, guys, to the Sharks Pacific Cup presented by WD Black. I'm No Sleeves, he's Nico. We are through 2 games here. Been an exciting 2 games as we were 16 seconds away from our second straight overtime game in this series, but Delta said no, and he decided to end it early in regulation. A big 4-3 win from there. What stood out to you in that second game?
Other than Delta being cleared for takeoff because he blew down the wing, cut his way in, and then sniped a beauty. No, you know what? I think what stood out to me is that Ground and Pound, despite finishing 28th in the regular season, they're clearly a better team than what the statistics show on paper. They have really stayed with Eclipse, and there have been moments within the first 2 games where Ground and Pound has sort of dictated the flow of the game. And, for them to split the series after 2, I got to think they're pretty happy with that. We talked about it before game 1, and we both sort of thought that this series had the potential to go 6, maybe 7 games. The way it's trending, I definitely think we're going the distance here because Ground and Pound are really playing like a cohesive unit. They really haven't had any fall off at all. They're getting solid goaltending. And right now it feels like each game is going to be a coin flip here. It really is anybody's guess going into game 3 who's going to take this one.
No, absolutely. Big game coming up. You don't want to trail 2-1 into the series. And yeah, we mentioned that earlier. Even though they finished, 28th in the regular season, they were the last pick team. Eclipse was just handed them. Eclipse finishing 16th. They didn't get to pick. It was whoever was left over in the playoff draft. So no one wanted to play ground and pound. And obviously, we're seeing why now is they've done a great job against the highest scoring offensive team in the entire tournament. They've done a great job so far. Sorokin's played really well, and Delta obviously having his, some of his best games, and we'll see how it goes. We're going to need more from Rick, although he's done the heavy lifting so far. We're going to see if that can continue as we will play through our first 4 games, guys, of this series. Game 3 is about to get underway, and then we are guaranteed to play tomorrow, as we will go to at least Game 5. But here is Game number 5. We are going to be taking the view of ground and pound for this one, as it looks like the audio issues were fixed. So, guys, here we go. That entry is great from Nasty. That is a great pre-game stance. Here we go, guys. Game number 3, Eclipse and ground and pound.
Here we go, Eclipse in the yellow, ground and pound in the purple and black. Let's get it underway. This series all tied up at 1 as you're tuned into the Sharks Pacific Cup presented by WD Black and hosted by League Gaming. Eclipse moving the puck in the zone. Skills looking for an option. Passes in front. Nice kick save by Sorokin as he darts the left leg out to make that save. Graz, he picks it up now for GNP. His pass nearly picked off by Gilly. Nasty tries to advance it in the zone. Rick Chell takes possession. Skills carrying it ahead now as he dumps it back for Stammer. Rick Chell gets across the line looking for an option. Feeds in front. Oh, huge save by Sorokin as he goes full splits to Rob Giroux in tight. Nasty brings it across the line. Drops it back for Covey. Stripped off his stick, Giroux picks it up for Eclipse. Skills pay bills. The defenseman for Eclipse skating the puck ahead. Good pass to Gilly, but he's offside with 4.5 played in the first.
Eclipse not messing around here. They are They are coming out firing on all cylinders there. A couple of great chances, and Sorokin with some huge saves early there. Is going to need to be big here as there's a big push to start this game by Eclipse.
Definitely. They have approached game number 3 with a different pace and attitude than we've seen so far in the opening 2 games. Although we're still scoreless early here in game number 3. The series all tied up at 1 between these 2 teams, Ground and Pound and Eclipse, as Covey brings it ahead for Ground and Pound. Makes the pass intended for Delta, but that's broken up. And now Eclipse have it with Skills. The defenseman skates it, makes the pass over to Gilly. Stripped away, nice job. As Spars brings it in for GNP. Great chance, but a better save by Kernsey as he turns away that opportunity for Delta. Skills. The puck carrier for Eclipse, once again held up at the line, but this time he draws a penalty, tripping the call against Ground and Pound.
And we just got an update from Get Aced. Husky, the goaltender, just scored 2 goals in the last minute as an extra skater to send Prodigy to overtime.
What?
I'm gonna need a clip. We're gonna need a clip of that.
Oh, that's crazy. We gotta get footage of that. Skills, he tries a clap bomb, but that one way off the mark. Does well to hold the zone here for Eclipse. 1:29 still on the power play. As it'll be hammered by Nasty out through center ice. Quickly, Eclipse pick it up. Rick Chell inside the line. Fights past the first checker. Rick Chell, his pocket pick, but they can't clear the zone. Stammer holding the line. Out of the corner, Rick back to Stammer. Looking for an option. 40 seconds remaining on the power play. What a great job by Eclipse. They stick with it, and Ricky Sticks banks in the rebound to give Eclipse the 1-0 lead.
Big shot on goal, and a rebound kicks out, and obviously Ricky Sticks there to get his, I believe, 4th goal of the series so far for Eclipse. Again, guys, just hold tight if there are any technical difficulties. We'll make sure we get up and running right away. But yeah, another 1-0 lead for Eclipse. Big goal there for them as they have definitely, outside of that 2-on-1, control the play.
First special teams goal of the series as well as Eclipse cashing on the power play. Just the 2nd power play opportunity in the series so far. But here goes Ground and Pound trying to respond. The Omaha play broken up, and now it's controlled by Giroux for Eclipse. As you're tuned into the Sharks Pacific Cup presented by WD Black and hosted by League Gaming. Nice pass. Spars into the zone. He drops it back for Graz. Spars receives it off the half wall. Top of the point over to Covey. His pass return intended for Spars was picked off, but Spars nearly picks the pocket of Skills. Skills battling pass, makes the pass down low for Rick Chell, but his pocket picked. And now here goes Covey. He tries the self-sauce as it's offside with 5:40 left in the first.
Yeah, ground and pound. Other than that one turnover at the blue line, they gave them the 2-on-1. I believe Delta hit it off the bar. They haven't had much in this first period. Eclipse come out strong. I think that the way that they lost game 2, sticking with them a little bit. We'll see if ground and pound come up with a better effort here at the end of first period.
Stammer carrying the puck for Eclipse into the zone. He still has it. Tries to feed the pass. Cross ice for Gilly. It's picked off. Covey, he makes the pass to Spars, back for Graz, into the zone, go ground and pound. Delta, he can't maintain possession as it's picked up now by Stammer with 3:30 remaining in the first. The defenseman tries to pick out Gilly with the pass. Stammer still with the puck at the top of the point, looking for an option, finds one in Skills. Down low, Skills maintaining possession here for Eclipse. Dishes off for Gilly. Working his way out of the corner, checked closely by Spars. Check that. That's Delta with a good poke check as he clears it, and indeed it was Spars. And now it's controlled by ground and pound. Spars receiving the pass. Nasty, he controls it. Nice job to get around the man, but the pass, no one there in purple, and it'll be controlled by Eclipse. 30 seconds remaining in the first period of play. Loose puck. Eclipse bring it in offside with 19.7 left.
Important phase-off here. We want to make sure ground and pound at least keeps this a 1-0 deficit. Don't want to go down by 2 at the end of the period here.
Eclipse looking for possession as Rick Chell plays it ahead. Gilly, Rick Chell, 4 seconds remaining. The one-timer, big save by Sorokin. They needed him to make that stop, and after the first, it's 1-0 for Eclipse here in game number 3.
Big save there at the end as Sorokin came up huge on that one. Big moments here. Second period, game number 3. This one of the swing games here in the series. Ground and pound able to take game 2 after Eclipse won in overtime. And I mean, when you think about it, ground and pound obviously tying game 1 with about 30 seconds remaining. They're that close in overtime away from leading this series 2-0. And Eclipse, I mean, this next game, I think this game here, it's important not to just win, but to win handsomely, by a couple goals to show that, they are the favorite here. Maybe get some confidence back in this one.
Yeah, Eclipse need a statement win here in this one. And right now they're up 1-0 as we begin the second period of play. You're tuned into the Sharks Pacific Cup presented by WD Black and hosted by League Gaming. Shots in the first period were 5-0 for Eclipse. Ground and pound yet to register a shot on goal in this game. Rick Chell moves the puck to the top of the point, receives it back from Stammer. Check closely as it's stripped away. Nice job, Nasty, carrying the puck in for ground and pound. Delta was there as well, but they can't complete it, and now it's Stammer with the stretch pass ahead. Gilly back to Stammer, over to Rick Chell, offside, 16:40 remaining.
Next goal will definitely be big. There has not been a team that has led by 2 goals in this series yet, and we're through about 7.5 periods.
Game number 1 going to Eclipse, 3-2 in overtime, but in game number 2, with about 15 seconds remaining in regulation, ground and pound led by Delta, taking that 4-3, and we're all tied. As that shot on into the glove hand of Kernsey, his first save of the game.
First save of the game. That's a nice one, too. He almost picked the corner on that one. This game, BBB, we're getting some things. Night Shift up of 1-0 over HP. I believe that's in game 2 or just in the series. I know they won game 1. It's True North and Cobra Kai. I'm waiting to see that one. Is True North up 2-0 in that series? That's a big upset, as it does look like we have lost connection here. So we will just take couple minutes here as they get back into their game. We're in game number 3 of our first playoff round, guys. It is Eclipse versus Ground and Pound. Thank you for joining us today on the WD Black Sharks Pacific Cup as we are rolling right along here. Tomorrow we will have Ground and Pound and Eclipse games, as they did split the first 2 games in the series. But again, I think that ground and pound needs to look a little bit better on this reset, as Eclipse definitely has had the majority of the chances and controlled play throughout in this one. So we'll see on the reset how it's going to work for ground and pound, as they just haven't looked as dominant and really throughout the series. I mean, again, they won game 1, or they won game 2 with about 16 seconds left, and we're an overtime win away from winning game number 1, but they haven't really looked dominant outside of about a 10-minute span in the second period of game number 1. So we'll see how they adjust. Guys, we're going to take a look real quick at some of the standings going on right now, as some of the other games have been reported. So we'll take a look here on the LG site, as it looks like, yeah, right here. So Olympia up 2-0. Not really anything surprising there, as they are beating Reckless Legends. Then we have 1-1 between Eclipse and Ground and Pound. Entourage is up 2-0. And then 1-1 between Hidden Potential and Night Shift. So Hidden Potential able to tie things up here in game number 2 with a 5-1 win, dominant win there. Then we've got Composure over Dynasty. A pretty dominant performance so far, as this is a pretty lopsided series. Composure, the heavy favorite in this one. Then True North and Cobra Kai. Again, mere 2-1 wins for True North, and they are 2 wins away from knocking out Cobra Kai. That'll be an interesting one for sure. Vertigo, they're rolling along. They haven't allowed a goal in their series. It's 9-0 in 2 games there for Vertigo against Pressure. But Vertigo, one of the best teams in all of North America, so not really surprising there. Instinct, able to get back in this one. They've scored 2 goals the entire first 2 games, and they won game 1. They won game number 2 after giving up 6 in game number 1 to Canadians Esports. Moving on to the other side, we've got Cohesion versus the Generals, mirrored 3-2 wins, and that one is a lot closer than you would think, as 2 one-goal games. Cohesion, one of the best teams in this tournament as well. They finished second in the regular season. We've got a sweep alert on our hands here, as 3 really close games between Freedom and Nemesis, but it's a 3-0 series lead for Nemesis, as a lot of the old underdogs forming this squad. Now looking to go on to the second round here, as the series might be over on the first night, as it does sound like we are ready to get back into this one, as they're going to have to run down some clock, I believe. So we'll wait and see about that one as we move along here. We'll get ready to get some other updates here. Again, is BBB up 2-0 over Centrum, a 3-0 win in game 2, and a 1-goal win in game number 1 in overtime, I believe. LFG, they are tied with Day 1 Nuge and the boys. They tie things up in game number 2. The Bad Kids and Royalty at 1-1, and Denial wins game 2 over Ice after dropping game number 1. And then Kangaroo Court, wow, shuts out Nationals in game 2 with a 3-0 win. Let's go. That would be a pretty insane upset, as Kangaroo Court and the boys. Court is in session, it appears. Catch-22 and Prodigy. Is this still in overtime? Because the goaltender for Prodigy, apparently, with the goalie pulled, scored 2 goals in the final minute to send that to overtime, which is just insane when you think about it, as I don't know if we've seen anything like that in esports yet with the, goalie pull ability. As, okay, they're doing a reset here, but I'm a little confused at that, as it looks like Eclipse scored.
Yeah, we're supposed to be picking it up at the same scoreline, 1-1.
Okay, so maybe, okay, they are picking up the same
So we'll
scoreline.
see if GNP gets gifted one here.
Yeah, and there was how much that we were in the second period, right?
Yeah, we're maybe about 3 to 4 minutes gone in the second period.
Okay, they might just play down and start from the first period. We'll wait and see. It was 1-0 for Eclipse. Sorry, not 1-1. I don't think.
You're right. Yes,
Ground Pound hadn't scored yet, so we're just waiting for the time to run out. Rick, are you running all the way down to the second period, or just after the first? Husky tied it up 2 separate times. They were down 2 goals. They weren't down 2 goals. He tied it up 2 separate times. Oh my goodness.
That's wild. We have to get the footage of that.
Yeah, I want to see that. Unbelievable. Goalie pull comes out and ties the game up. Guys, thank you for joining us. Don't forget, !! giveaway in the chat to enter in for the WD prize pack giveaway tonight, and shout out to them, as all season long the ability the prize packs and whatnot they've had available for us has just been fantastic. Is $25,000 on the line in this tournament, $20,000 to the first place team. So we've got big stakes here, as that would be the biggest prize pool for a 6v6 team in the last like decade, I think. So been crazy what the Sharks were able to put on for us with WD Black. And I'm excited. Yeah, skills emulate just had an error code. Okay, yeah. So they're just running things down as we wait here, guys. But yeah, so we're gonna have to see ground and pound. They've got to have a better showing. Want to see some cycle game. They really hadn't had that at all yet in game number 3. And there's a little fake out here as we're watching. You'll see what we see, guys, as they're running the clock down. As it looks like nasty.
An impressive series so far from ground and pound. I think if you look at these teams on paper, you don't necessarily anticipate it being as close as it's been, but 2 one-goal games so far. Here in game number 3, it's just a 1-0 lead for Eclipse. Sleeves, this has been a real nail-biter of a series so far.
No, absolutely. I think it's been awesome to watch. And again, there was a reason why ground and pound didn't get selected in the draft at all. Again, as we did the playoff draft, we can take a look at what the bracket looked like. You'll see it here. All the teams in the top 15, they all selected their opponent. It wasn't as if, one played 32, even though that's who you selected. 3 didn't play, 29 in this event. It was whoever they wanted to pick. And as you went along, even though, ground and pound finished 28th and almost missed the playoffs, Eclipse ended up getting 28th overall when you would expect, in a normal case, they would play, 17th seed, which would have been, which would have been Catch 22, who Prodigy actually selected at 11. So again, we're going to see this every single week, guys, for the playoff rounds. Is the first seed, Olympia, will choose whoever they want to play as they go on throughout. That made the regular season that much more intense. But we'll have to wait and see. As first round haven't had any upsets yet outside of True North. The series are still going along, guys, as it looks like the first period's just winding down. I'm waiting to see if there is any updates in terms of games being reported. As that True North game, that's the one I'm waiting for. I want to see if I can get you a live score on that one as well, as it looks like they're on a lag out, so it looks like they are just winding the clock down as well in that one. And we'll see if an Entourage is rolling right along in their series against Overpowered. So we have some potential, series that could end tonight. It's 3-0. They're killing the clock. Grizz, it was 3-0 True North. True North is up 3-0.
Wow.
They are gonna move to 3-0. Wow. Okay.
That's crazy.
That is wild. Awesome to see, as again, there was some smack talk and whatnot in the playoff draft, as Cobra Kai selected True North. They could have gone other ways in terms of who their first round opponent was, and they said, no, we want True North. So that's pretty crazy, as it looks like we're getting, we're getting close to that period in terms of the winding the clock down in game number 3 between Eclipse and ground and pound. Outside of Gilly scored the big goal for Eclipse in that overtime, obviously. Haven't seen a ton out of him, though. He hasn't really been a puck carrier at all in this one. We just haven't had a lot of opportunities. Rick has definitely played great. I don't want to pump his tires too much, but he's definitely carried offensively for Eclipse. He's done fantastic in this so far, but again, Gilly, 130 points in 40 regular season games, and what's even more crazy is you have the same lineup for every game, and Ricky Sticks, who had a great season in his own right, with 92 points. That's almost a 40-point differential on the same team. That means that Gilly was just almost included in almost every goal they scored, and they were the best offensive team in the tournament. So it looks like we are set and ready to get underway, as here we go with game number 3. The time is all reset, and we're in the second period. And ground and pound on the power play.
So let's pick it up with ground and pound trailing 1-0, but now with the man advantage, a one-time attempt from Delta that gets blocked and cleared down the ice. Grazel start up here for G&P on the power play. Delta brings the puck into the zone, makes the pass over to Spars. Spars at the hash marks, makes a dish pass back to Graz. The one-timer from Covey blocked in front. They jam away at it, but Kernsey somehow keeps it out. 20 seconds remaining on the power play for ground and pound as they trail 1-0 as we approach the midway mark of the second period here in game number 3. Back to the point. Graz, his shot through a sea of legs, and somehow Kernsey was able to track it and make the save. Power play over as Eclipse back 5 aside, even strength, and now it's Covey trying the stretch pass, but that's picked off by Giroux. Gilly brings the puck in, drops back for Giroux. That's broken up by Nasty. His self-sauce off the mark and picked up by Skills. 11-11 remaining in the second as Skills, he makes the pass ahead. Nice job by Gilly. Stops on a dime, but in doing so, he lost the puck to Spars. Delta, he's working the right wing here for ground and pound. Along the wall, he's knocked off the puck, corralled now by Skills. As you're tuned into the Sharks Pacific Cup presented by WD Black and hosted by League Gaming. Eclipse on the attack, great chance for Giroux, but a better save by Sorokin.
Big save there for Sorokin in tight. It's kind of a broken play, a train wreck in front, but a big shot and a pad save for Sorokin keeps it a 1-goal game.
Scrum from the face-off. Puck finally picked up by Covey, poked away. Giroux, his shot off a body and into the corner. The centerman for Eclipse digs it off the wall, passes it back to the point. Stammer, he pinches in down low but loses the puck to Covey. As the right defenseman for ground and pound carries it up the ice. Makes the pass over to Spars. He tries to shield from the hit but loses the puck. And the stretch pass by Eclipse intended for Gilly knocked away. Nice job by Skills to pick it up, bring it into the zone. Top of the face-off circle. He maybe was thinking shot but went to pass to Rick. And in the meantime, now ground and pound have it with Nasty. Bringing it into the zone. Delta, he can't wrestle it away from Stammer. 5:10 remaining in the second period of play as Eclipse send the puck deep inside G&P territory where Covey wheels out with it. Kovalchuk makes the pass ahead. That's broken up. Oh, it's offside. Otherwise, Eclipse would have been off to the races with Gilly.
Almost a good chance there as Gilly would have been all alone. Not who you want to see at the other end of your Sorokin.
Ground and pound winning another face-off. They've got the advantage in the circle in this one, winning face-offs 5-0 over Eclipse. But here goes Kovalchuk into the zone. Makes the pass over to Spars. He spins away from the check of Skills. Graz, his pass picked off by Skills. Rick Chell, he brings it ahead into the zone for Eclipse. Drops it back for Giroux. Picked away by Nasty as here goes ground and pound. Nice poke check. Giroux, it was Nasty who tried to feed it ahead for Covey. Broken up, and now here go Eclipse. Pass back, oh, what a goal! Tic-tac-toe as Giroux finishes it off, and Eclipse lead it 2-0 late in the second.
The kid buries it on a nice give and go, and now we have our first 2-goal advantage in this series here in game number 3. Ground and pound definitely going to have to find something here as they have just had a heck of a time here in game 3. Haven't really looked fluid, not really clean, and they haven't really cycled the puck at all. It's been all Eclipse in this one.
57.4 seconds remaining in the second period of play as ground and pound play the puck ahead for Spars. Drops back to the point. In front, Nasty couldn't corral a clean shot. As with under 10 seconds remaining, here goes Eclipse. Gilly into the zone. One-timer. Huge save by Sorokin as he slams the door on Rick. And after 2 periods of play, it's Eclipse leading 2-0. But if not for that spectacular save, it would have been 3.
Big save there for sure. I don't know if that hit the side of the net. It was a weird bounce out, but unbelievable regardless, as that was a glorious opportunity to go up by 3. And again, ground and pound just... Again, they won game 2 obviously with 16 seconds remaining. Just haven't looked in control of the series yet in any point of this game, and they're in danger of falling down 2-1 in the series. Down by 2. First 2-goal advantage, like I said, in this entire series for either team. Oh, we'll see.
As we get set for the third period of play, you're tuned into the Sharks Pacific Cup presented by WD Black and hosted by League Gaming. It's game number 3 in our best of 7 series in round number 1 of the playoffs in this matchup between Eclipse in yellow and ground and pound in purple and black. And right now the series tied at 1, but it's Eclipse with a 2-0 lead here to begin the third period of game number 3 as ground and pound working the puck into the zone. Graz over to Covey, looking for an option. Covey still with it. Takes it down low into the corner, shielding the puck nicely. Oh, he's hammered, and the loose puck picked up by Giroux, only to be stripped away, but he gets it right back, and now it's in control of Gilly as he drops it back for Stammer. Brings it in offside with the move at the line, 16:49 remaining.
Kearns has played quietly a really good game as well. Hasn't had many opportunities, but when he's been called upon,
he's been solid. Definitely not as busy as times in the first 2 games, as another offside at the line against Eclipse. But you're right, Sleeves. He has been really on point when called on. 3:40 played here in the third as Kovalchuk picks up the point, passes it ahead for Delta, and he tried to flip it over to Spars, but it's broken up by Giroux. Giroux with the second goal in this one to give Eclipse the 2-0 lead, and they're mounting for a third, but that time Gilly, he's hammered at the hash marks, and the puck now in control of Nasty for ground and pound. Nasty takes the hit, tried to make the play, but it's broken up, and now here go Eclipse, streaking in. Oh, Rick Chow spinning, but that time stripped away at the last second. Tricky Ricky trying to pull out some hot stuff, but nothing doing that time. As Stammer with control makes a good pass ahead for Giroux. Rick, he can't corral it. It's now controlled by Nasty as he tried to pass to Delta. Nice job by Spars to come away with it on a well-timed poke check, but he couldn't get a clean shot out of it. Gilly brings it in. Oh, what a beauty! Gilly feeds it right in front, and I believe that was Rick Chow there to bury it as Eclipse take a 3-0 lead.
Easy goal there. Sorokin doesn't look like he even moved on that one, as a backdoor rush was able to just feed it through, and there's Gilly with another point, feeding Rick, who's having just an offensive explosion here in terms of goals in this series. I think that's his 6th goal in 3 games so far.
It's actually Skills who gets the goal there. The
he jumps up in the play. Love to see it. Okay, all right.
Nicely done by Skillsy. As he jumps into the rush, crashes the net, and taps it in. The defenseman getting into the act here. It's now 3-0 for Eclipse as Gilly and Rick draw assists on that goal. 10:45 remaining in the third period of play. For the first time in this series, a team with a multi-goal lead as Eclipse leads it 3-0. You're tuned into the Sharks Pacific Cup presented by WD Black, hosted by League Gaming. And remember to use the command ! giveaway in our Twitch chat thread to be entered into our giveaway contest tonight, which features a WD Black D10 8TB hard drive. As Graz, he carries the puck ahead and fires it deep inside Eclipse territory. A scrum ensues. Delta digs it off the wall, but now it's Eclipse carrying it out across center ice, led by Giroux. Makes the pass to Gilly. Back to Giroux. Tried to feed it over to Rick, but it was broken up. Skills. He's right in there once again, and that time his pass off the mark. Kovalchuk picks it up, but he's offside, and he gets hammered for his troubles with 6:19 remaining.
The zone denial from Eclipse is much better in this game, as it was pretty easy for Ground and Pound to get in the first 2 games, and that's a big reason as to why Ground and Pound can't get anything going here in Game 3.
It's a great point, and one of the stats I was looking at that really jumped out to me in my prep for this series is when you look at the turnover. Oh, bad luck there for Ground and Pound. A broken down play, and the puck pinballs in off Sorokin. Giroux will get his 2nd of the game, and it's 4-0 Eclipse.
That didn't even look like it crossed the line.
I didn't think so either. Tough break, though, for G&P. They're now down 4-0. Well, the point I was getting to is if you look at the forward units for Ground and Pound and their takeaway giveaway ratio, and you add up their totals compared to the forward units for Eclipse, it is a stark difference in terms of how effective the Eclipse forwards are at holding the puck and maintaining possession, and how ground and pound tend to give up and turn the puck over. And I think that's been a little bit evident here in game number 3, because ground and pound, their forward unit, as they take a penalty here, have committed 208 more giveaways combined than the 3 forwards for Eclipse. And if you're turning the puck over that frequently, you're not going to be winning games.
No, absolutely. And it's going to be a very difficult task against the highest scoring team in the tournament in Eclipse. So.
And Eclipse on the power play here with the final minute of play in the third period upon us. It's 4-0 for Eclipse. Oh, and they make it 5. An absolute rocket, a blast off the stick of Skills, and he gets his second of the game.
Skills just drills that one. It looked like Sorokin flew into the net.
Is there a cheat code for that one?
I don't know. He hit up, down, up, down.
So final minute of play. Game number 3 has been all Eclipse. They're going to take this one. It's just a question of what will the final score is. Kovalchuk, oh my goodness, send him to the quiet room after that hit. That was a massive shoulder to his head as Eclipse try the long shot from distance, icing called with 30 seconds remaining. So Sleeves, if you're ground and pound, this one definitely didn't go your way. What do you got to do to, get yourself refocused quickly before game number 4?
I mean, again, I don't think that they think that they're the underdog. So this isn't like when Eclipse scores, it's basically over in games. You'll see that a lot where ground and pound, or an underdog will get scored on, and then they've played a tight game all the way throughout. But then the favorite scores, and then it's like 4 straight goals. I mean, this game is a bad example of it. But again, I think the reset kind of definitely changed how things were going, because this was a tight game so far going into that second period. But I think that they need to get the first goal. I think and get a lead by 2 maybe, but they need to actually cycle the puck. They haven't been able to get inside the zone very well in this third game, and again, Delta they have great chemistry when moving the puck quickly in the offensive zone. Does Delta, Nasty, and even Kovalchuk, he's very good offensively, but we haven't seen him control the puck at all. There's offensively in the offensive zone, they haven't, even when they are in that in the offensive zone, they haven't really held on to the puck. They've just been forced to the outside. So we'll see what happens here though in game number 4 now. As again, it is now a 2-1 lead for Eclipse in this series. So we will have a night number 2 between these guys with Ground and Pound and Eclipse. It will go to at least 5. We'll see if Ground and Pound can get back into this. And again, having to win 3 straight against Eclipse is going to be awfully tough. But we'll take a look, guys, and get an update for you in terms of the other series real quick. Is 3-0 for Olympia. That series looks like it's going to be over real quick as we take a look at the remainders. We've got a 2-1 lead for Eclipse in that one. 3-0 for Entourage against Overpowered as they are off to a great start. Hidden Potential, they come back after losing game 1, win 2 straight there. It's 2-1 for them. 2-0 for Composure right now, and again, that one's a lopsided series. True North against Cobra Kai. Again, we're waiting for game 3 on that one, but an upset there. And then Vertigo about to sweep. Look at that. 3-0, 6-0, 3-0. Bob Jones is going to be awfully active on Twitter tonight, I think, if he can complete that. A 4-game sweep, haven't allowed a goal yet, if that were to be the case. That's impressive. And then we've got Instinct versus Canadians. We're waiting for that one to be updated. Cohesion, there it is. I was waiting for as Cohesion, one of the best teams in this entire tournament, taking on the Generals. Back-to-back 3-2 wins, which is a little concerning, but then a bang, 7-0, and the barn door is blown off there. And then again, another sweep opportunity as Nemesis taking on Freedom, a very, very good team. A lot of close games in this series, but we're waiting for game number 4. And the True North is up 3-0 in, they're up 3-0 on Cobra Kai. They're going into, and now it's been reported, 3 straight 1-goal games, and Cobra Kai is in danger of getting swept by the opponent they chose,
Wow.
which is that's a tough look. As again, they were in 13th spot, so they had, I believe, 3 other teams to choose from. But then LFG, they take game 3 over day 1. So Nuge and the boys now trailing in that series 2-1. As we go on, Royalty picked up their game and another win over the Bad Kids after dropping game 1 surprisingly. The Nationals, they win a close one against Kangaroo Court. They lead that series 2-1. Ice and Denial, they're in game 3. And then Catch 22 are able to defeat Prodigy in overtime, even with the heroics from Husky. As Grizz, if you want to throw me that clip, that'd be great. As I would love to see it even thrown on an intermission possibly, as we're about to get ready for game number 4 in our series between Eclipse and Ground and Pound. And Eclipse has the opportunity to go up 3-1, put a stranglehold on this series. But tomorrow night at 9 p.m., guys, we will continue our broadcast and coverage of the playoffs here on the WD Black Sharks Pacific Cup here. We will have at least one game between Ground and Pound and Eclipse tomorrow night, but we'll have to wait and see as we're on to game number 4. Can Ground and Pound get back in this one? They need a better offensive performance, but here we go. We're going to find out real quick as game number 4 about to get underway.
Let's do it, folks. You're tuned into the Sharks Pacific Cup presented by WD Black, hosted by League Gaming, as Eclipse look to take a stranglehold on the series and go up 3-1. Or will it be Ground and Pound tying things up again for the second time in the series? Let's find out. Game number 4 about to get underway. As Eclipse in the yellow, Ground and Pound in the purple, and we're underway as G&P win the opening face-off, and Graz picks up the loose puck. He tries to play it ahead, but it's controlled now by Skills. Skills scoring a couple of goals in that Game 3 win for Eclipse, and I would love for him to continue to chip in offensively, but there it's brought in offside by Delta.
Curious to see, as again, they had a hard time entering the zone in that third game, which wasn't the case in the first 2. We'll see how the zone entries carry on here.
Ground and Pound check closely at the blue line, and it leads to a turnover as Eclipse take possession, bringing it in, stripped away, now with Delta as he goes cross ice intended for Spars. He gives it up to Gilly, and now it's controlled by Skills for Eclipse. Nice pass. Gilly gets past the first man, spins back to the hash marks, looking for an option as he protects the puck, draws the open shooting lane, blocked in front, and then the second chance for Giroux, saved by Sorokin in tight. Skills at the line. He plays it down low behind the net. Kovalchuk chops it out, and it's controlled by Nasty. Delta trying to blow by Stammer, but a good stick check by the defenseman. Kovalchuk holds the zone. His shot into the glove hand of Kernsey, and he'll freeze that with 14:39 left in the first.
Not a bad start again, just trying to get things towards the net. It's what they did in the first 2 games, is they just fired a lot of pucks at Kearns.
He definitely was not busy in game number 3, and GNP have got to find a way to test him here in game 4. The early chance saved, and then the subsequent pressure there never led to a shot. But now it's Delta passing it ahead for Nasty. He's hit off the puck, but Kovalchuk backing him up, holds possession. It's poked free. Graz, he plays it over to Spars. Quick touch passing, Delta brings it in offside.
Get another offside call.
And again, a great job by Eclipse to challenge Ground and Pound as they approach that zone entry and kind of mess up the timing. Speaking of timing, Rick Chell, he's been on time through this one, and there he's turned away in tight by Sorokin. Spars, he brings it up for Ground and Pound. His shot through traffic just goes wide. Nasty digs it off the end boards, picked up by Delta as he's at the hash marks, working the half wall, plays it to the top of the point. Kovalchuk gets it back to Delta. He makes the pass over to Graz. Kovalchuk steps in the way. It may have been intended for Delta. There's a D-to-D one-timer blocked in front, and now Giroux, he can't clear the zone. Nice job by Kovalchuk. His shot saved the big rebound, kept in at the point by Nasty. Delta, as Ground and Pound are pressuring here. Skills takes possession for Eclipse, and he'll try slow it down as he breaks out of his own zone. 8:20 remaining in the first period of play as you're tuned in to the Sharks Pacific Cup, presented by WD Black and hosted by League Gaming, as we're in round 1 of the playoffs. 32 teams out of 110 qualifying for the playoffs, battling for a chance to win their share of $25,000 in prize money. As the puck played around the boards, it's picked up by Skills. He'll go for an Omaha here. Racing in, picking it up. Oh, Rick Chell, tricky Ricky, puts Eclipse up 1-0.
And again, so ground and pound had a great cycle game and, you know, time on attack in the start this. I mean, that entire period was basically spent in the Eclipse zone, but it's all outside pressure here. The D aren't going to get a shot through when there's 3 people in front. And then in Omaha, play firing it down the ice, and Rick Chell and Eclipse up 1-0. That's just, these are the kind of goals that are heartbreaking to give up when you're trying to play and get back in a series. As you control the play, the time on attack should be heavily in the favor of GMP, as they have just been, you know, great at holding on to it in their zone, but everything's to the outside. They can't even get a shot through, as their only opportunity, I believe, went wide.
You know, it sort of feels like a bit of a heavyweight boxing match. You've got ground and pound taking the cautious approach, throwing jabs, not trying to make a mistake, and just being conservative. And then you get Eclipse waiting for that counter opportunity. And when that counter punch came, boy, did they ever capitalize. As you mentioned, Sleeves, it's been all ground and pound in the period, but despite that, they find themselves trailing 1-0. 1:40 remaining here in the first. Delta makes the pass to Nasty. He's hit off the puck. Spars behind the net. He gets clobbered, and that's going to be a power play for G&P.
Lucky that wasn't a 5-minute there, as that was a rough hit in the back. Power play. This is big for ground and pound. They need to get a goal here.
You know, I was thinking the same thing. That easily could have been a 5-minute major, but Skills escapes with just a 2-minute minor, and now G&P on the power play as Spars picks up the pass from Graz. Graz gets it back, tries to set up Delta for the one-timer, but it's blocked. As we're inside the final minute of play in the first, we get an offside with 49 seconds
It's
left.
just very one-dimensional there. As you could literally just see where Delta, they were just trying to wait, and again, I believe it was Scotty or Giroux just sitting in the middle waiting for that, intercepts the pass and gets it out. And it's funny you mentioned this, and someone in chat reminded me. So the joke about Rick Chell on breakaways not being able to finish them, that all comes from his series against Ground and Pound in the Caps 3v3 showcase. As again, they were in the Final Four against each other in the semifinals. And Rick and Nasher and friends, they missed about 15 breakaways in their 5-game series. And now he's making up for it here, as he has looked absolutely electric. As you see the time on attack, 4 minutes to 1.
Wow.
And just they can't, all their shots are either point shots unscreened or they're blocked in front, as they're either trying to feed Delta for the one-timer in the high slot, which is just all being collapsed upon, or it's Graz and Kovalchuk just trying to let it go from the point. So tough to see, but we'll have to wait and see how this one plays out here.
We'll see if Ground and Pound can make some in-game adjustments and maybe give themselves a better chance here, or if Eclipse will continue to put forth a staunch defensive effort and capitalize when the opportunities present. As we're underway here in the second period, you're tuned into the Sharks Pacific Cup presented by WD Black, hosted by League Gaming, as Delta gets a clean one-timer off, but that time Kernsey equal to the task.
Great job there early on, but again, it's just a close-in one-timer, easy save for Kearns.
25 seconds remaining on the G&P power play as Stammer, he hammers it down the ice, picked up by Rick Chell, but he couldn't get past the last man. Power play now over, so Ground and Pound unable to capitalize on the man advantage as Skills is back on the ice. But here goes Kovalchuk, makes the pass ahead for Delta. He's working the right wing, centers it, but Nasty couldn't get a clean shot away. Gilly, he comes up with it. Stammer, bank pass ahead for Rick Chell, poked away by Kovalchuk. Pass ahead for Delta. Nasty, he's there as well, but it's stripped away by Giroux. Skills has it for Eclipse. Makes the pass into the zone. Gilly working his way off the half wall. Checking for an option. Plays it back to the top of the point for Skills. Skills steps in down low as he makes the pass over to Giroux. It's then picked away. Oh, great chance as Giroux picked the pocket of Kovalchuk, but Sorokin bails out his team with that save.
There was no one left there. That's tough, and a huge save for Sorokin is absolutely, they bailed him out there.
4:20 played here in the second period of play. Eclipse leading 1-0, nearly making it 2 on that clap bomb, but it's wide, and now here goes Nasty, bringing it up for G&P. Makes the pass over to Spars. Kovalchuk jumping up into the rush. As Covey takes it to the corner, it's stripped away by Stammer. Bringing it ahead is Rick Chell. Makes the pass. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? What a pass as it ends up on the stick of Giroux, but Gilly somehow threads the needle with the pass, and Eclipse now lead it 2-0.
Absolutely tough for ground and pounders. Again, this is probably the best they've looked, and they still trail 2-0 as any opportunity that Eclipse has gotten, they've buried in a great 2-on-1 essentially there to hit Giroux backdoor, and 2-0, but they are going to go back on the power play.
Tripping the call here as I believe it was Gilly going to the box. Check that. It's actually Giroux in the box for Eclipse, and ground and pound back to the power play. 0 for 1 in this game with the man advantage. Kovalchuk, he lets a shot fly. Good blocker saved by Kernsey. Rebound in the corner controlled by Spars. He kicks it out to Graz. Covey, he dishes it off to Delta. 1:15 left on the power play for G&P. As Covey steps in looking for a centering option, it's blocked by Rick Chell and cleared out through center ice. Loose puck, nice job by Eclipse to clear it down the ice after hitting the man off the puck, and now Kovalchuk brings it ahead with 30 seconds left on the power play. Stopped at the line, Graz brings it in only as far as the line. Here's a shorthanded chance, Eclipse going in. Great back check there by Kovalchuk to tie up the stick of Rick Chell and take away that shorthanded opportunity. Power play now over as we approach the midway mark of the second period. You're tuned into the Sharks Pacific Cup presented by WD Black and hosted by League Gaming. It's game number 4 of our best of 7 round 1 playoff series between ground and pound and Eclipse, as that chance for Spars was turned away. Here's a 2-on-1. Great back check by Nasty to break that up. Icing the call here against ground and pound. 8:37 left in the second period.
Kovalchuk saved one on the back door there, that shorthanded stick check. As again, the opportunities that Eclipse is getting are just extremely high danger as ground and pound continues. Oh,
great one-timer chance. Sorokin just got enough to keep it out. Rick Chell makes the pass. Great shot there. Sorokin darts the glove up and stones Gilly on that opportunity.
Big save there.
Now, if ground and pound can find a way to equalize in this game, they have to look back at stretches where Sorokin made a number of big saves to keep it close. But right now, they've got to find a way to get some pucks on net as well. Delta makes the pass ahead for Spars, drops it back for Delta. Covey, his pass, maybe one pass too many, and it's turned over. Good job by Kovalchuk to step up and cause a turnover. Sauces one in front, and then Nasty unable to jam it in tight on Kernsey. Skills. He's checked closely, commits the turnover. Spars, he tries to work his way in front, but his pocket picked. 4:30 remaining in the second period as Eclipse send the puck in deep. Kovalchuk, he goes for the Omaha. It's blocked at center ice by Giroux. Spars was the deep man. Stammer, he picks up and controls it for Eclipse. Into the zone, they lose possession. Nasty with the bank pass ahead for Delta. Delta tries to feed it to Spars. Nasty backing him up, and now the puck fired back inside the ground and pound zone where Graz will pick it up. 2 minutes remaining in the second period of play. Ground and pound looking at the potential of going down 3-1 in this series unless they can find a way to equalize here in game number 4. Final minute of play in the period. Loose puck. Oh, here could be a break. Delta going in all alone. He scores! A sloppy turnover by Eclipse. Delta cleared for takeoff. He buries it top shelf, and it's a 1-goal game.
Man, I don't think there's any more room for more airline puns, but Delta absolutely buries one, and that's one of the biggest goals of the season for ground and pound, is it makes it a 1-goal game to try and get back in this thing, and they have looked like the better team almost the entire way out. It's been two, just absolute great breakdowns, and Eclipse taking advantage of them the other way, but that's what they needed, and we'll see if they can tie things up here in the third period.
So after 2 periods of play in game number 4, Eclipse hanging on to a 2-1 lead after that late breakaway goal by Delta to turn it to a 1-goal game.
Huge hit there. I mean, they almost, Nasty almost had that sauce down low. He just was in too tight. Is another move. Like, they've had their opportunities. But again, when they're cycling, it looks like, you know, they're just looking for this one special play, and whether it's a delta or backdoor one-timer, I think they need to, you know, they don't understand that, you know, that play is probably, if we can see it and everyone else can see it, right, some of the best players in the world are probably going to be aware of it. As you see, the doubling the time on attack, something we hadn't seen. I believe ECLIPSE has dominated that stat pretty much the entire series. Yet the only stat that matters is the 2-1 for ECLIPSE, as ECLIPSE taking advantage of the defensive breakdowns by ground and pound, and we'll see if GMP can get back into this one.
So here we go. Let's get it set. Third period of game number 4 in this round 1 best of 7 playoff series between ECLIPSE and Ground and Pound about to get underway as you're watching the Sharks Pacific Cup presented by WD Black and hosted by League Gaming. Ground and Pound have 1 period here to tie this up and tie the series at 2. Otherwise, they'll head into tomorrow with a 3-1 series deficit. ECLIPSE strip the puck loose. It's now controlled by Rick Chell as he brings it into the zone, and Kovalchuk will take it for GNP. Covey goes for the long dump. That one's going to be an icing call with Stammer tracking back.
Not a bad start. They just got to make sure they stop those giveaways to give up those 2-on-1s, as ECLIPSE has been feasting on those.
Puck controlled by Ground and Pound off the face-off. Nasty tried to feed it to Delta. It was broken up, and now it's carried by Giroux. In front for Rick Chell. Nothing doing yet. Gilly can't hold the zone. Spars comes up with it. His pass picked off by Gilly as it's now controlled by Giroux. Stammer, good pass ahead for Rick Chell as he fights through a couple of stick checks, and then Covey strips him of the puck. Covey sauces one in deep, but it's an offside with 4:53 played in the third.
Another stoppage in play, as this game has been a little bit more stop and go than the other ones we've seen.
I think maybe about midway through game 3, you could really feel that change with ECLIPSE as they started to step up and make that zone entry for GNP so much more challenging, and it's definitely led to a lot more whistles than game 1 and 2. As ECLIPSE bring the puck in the zone, Gilly had it stripped off his stick. Controlled now by Spars as he makes the pass to Nasty. 13 minutes remaining in the third. Stripped away as ECLIPSE take it in, but they're offside, leading 2-1 here in the third.
Another stoppage here, as it looks like LFG and Day 1 in overtime. LFG leading that series 2-1.
Very impressive performance from the underdog team there, LFG. Good stretch pass. Rick Chell breaking in here. One man to beat. He goes for the spin move, and then following up was Gilly, but he hammers it wide. Nasty makes the pass over to Spars. Returns it to the centerman. Now it's with Delta. Top of the point for Graz. Delta receives the pass. Around the board. Spars takes it out of the corner. He's checked closely by Skills, and Skills comes away with it. But 3 purple jerseys converge on him. Passing it around was Kovalchuk and Spars, but they never could get a clean shooting lane open. As now it's controlled by ECLIPSE. Rick Chell, he makes the pass over to Skills. Back to Rick. He gets hammered. And now GNP have a chance to take advantage. As Graz brings the puck into the zone. Nice pass to Nasty. Forces himself down low, and then his centering pass picked off. Gilly into the zone for ECLIPSE. Nice pass over to Giroux. He centers it through the blue paint, but no one there in yellow to get a stick to it. Long stretch pass just off the mark for Delta. Spars backing him up, holds possession. Nasty tries to let the shot go. It's blocked by Skills, and then he clears it down the ice with 6:4 in the third. As Ground and Pound, Kovalchuk thought about a deep dump, but it was blocked by Stammer. Final 6 minutes of play in the third period of regulation. Gilly bringing the puck in the zone. The first 2 games of this series going to overtime. Game 3, a convincing 5-0 win for ECLIPSE. As we're in game number 4, and here go ECLIPSE into the zone once again. Rick Chell, his shot was partially blocked, but it made its way through, and Sorokin did well to make that save.
Big save, Sorokin. They can't give up another goal with how this one has gone. ECLIPSE has just gone into a shell defensively, and not allowing anything at the blue line, and then once they're in, not allowing anything behind them as well. They just sit in the slot, and it's doing a great job as ground and pound. Trying to get a little bit desperate here, trying to catch them sleeping on that one. But not able to get through, as we've got some updates out of town scoreboard, as well as LFG up 3-1 in their series over day one.
Wow, great work by LFG. Congratulations, going up 3-1. We'll see if day one can force a comeback in that series. Graz brings the puck into the zone, gets the pass back, tipped. What a chance there as Nasty turned away by Kernsey, but ground and pound going to the power play.
This could be the series. Power play late. Can ground and pound tie things up?
Here we go. 3:02 remaining in the third period of game number 4. 0 for 2 on the night, or ground and pound with the man advantage. But here goes Covey. He tries to set up Delta for the one-timer. Great job by Stammer defensively. He read it. Oh, here's a breakaway chance. In all alone. Diving poke check saved by Sorokin. Bookmark that if they tie this game up. Kovalchuk into the zone now for GNP. His pass attempt initially blocked, but it's picked up by Spars. Under 2 minutes remaining. Shot right on. Saved by Kernsey.
What a save there by Sorokin, bailing out his squad yet again.
A breakaway chance shorthanded for Eclipse to potentially ice the game, and Sorokin saves their bacon with a diving poke check to knock the puck clear. Here's Kovalchuk on the power play. 28 seconds left on the man advantage. Scrum in front of the net. Stammer able to clear the puck down the ice with 1:10 remaining in the third and just 5 seconds left on the GNP power play. So here we go. Skills back on the ice. We're back to even strength as Graz picks up the loose puck. Final minute of play here in the third. Rick Chell, he's racing to pick up the loose puck. Tries to jam his way in front. He runs out of space, but he does well to hold possession as Gilly plays it to the top of the point, and that one up and out of play with 42.7 left on the clock.
Crazy finish. Cohesion wins the last game of their series 11-0. So they just got more impressive as their series rolled on. They are now the second team to sweep.
38 seconds remaining in this one, with Eclipse battling to go up 3-1 in the series. They're only up by 1 in this game. Back to the point. Stammer, his shot redirected. Big save by Sorokin. 27 seconds remaining.
We gonna see a goalie pull?
I was wondering, when GNP had possession there with the power play, I was wondering. Nothing yet. We'll see if Sorokin heads to the bench. Here's Delta, bring the puck in. Still no sign of the goalie pull. 19 seconds remaining. Great chance for Spars as he had the one-timer, but it went wide. Sent down the ice, 10 seconds remaining. Spars, he makes the pass to Graz, picked off by Gilly. He'll dump it in. It's 5 seconds remaining. Ground and pound need to go for an Omaha right now as Nasty brings it up, but that's it. Eclipse pick up a 2-1 win in game number 4 and have a 3-1 series lead after the opening night of the Sharks Pacific Cup playoffs, presented by WD Black and hosted by League Gaming.
And just like that, Eclipse with the 3-1 lead. And after the first 2 games in that series, I mean, they went to overtime in game number 1, and Eclipse able to score on an ugly one from Gilly. Game 2, ground and pound able to get their only victory of the series so far on a, last second, 16 seconds left in regulation. Game 3, though, was all Eclipse, and it's unfortunate just how it goes sometimes as ground and pound played their best game of the series and still lost in game number 4. So tomorrow night we will start with game number 5 of ground and pound and then go from there. We'll see if they can prolong that series, but we'll take a look, guys, at the remainder of the other games in series as we'll start up here. So it looks like Olympia and Reckless Legends are still in their 4th game, and I believe that was tied. As we move along here, Entourage, they're tied as well, but they're up 3-0 in that series. Hidden Potential able to win 3 straight after dropping game number 1, and that is a 3-1 series lead. We've got Vertigo. They are absolutely hammering their opponent, and it looks like they are going to move on relatively easy against Pressure, my apologies. Instinct, they were chosen by Canadians Esports, and after getting crushed in game 1, 2 straight back-to-back wins for Instinct has them out in front. Then we've got the Generals versus Cohesion. That was a sweep, and Nemesis able to complete the sweep as well. So Freedom and the Generals are done. BBB and Centrum. BBB did win the first 3 games of that series, so it is a 3-game potential sweep for BBB against Centrum. LFG, they are the underdogs in this one, and they're up 3-1 in their series over Day 1. As we move along, we've got Ice and Denial. Denial winning back-to-back games. Ice winning game number 1. And then we move along here as Nationals. After splitting the first 2, Nationals with back-to-back wins over Kangaroo Court, who appear to be proving to be a little bit more difficult than the Nationals had anticipated, as they were the 6th selection off the board. And then Catch-22 looking to eliminate Prodigy tonight from the tournament. But guys, we have a giveaway to pull. So, exclamation mark giveaway in the chat. Let's get that pulled and see who is going to be our winner of the WD prize pack tonight. But give us some final thoughts, Nico, on tonight's action.
Yeah, I was thoroughly impressed with our series tonight and the competition of this event on a whole. We've seen 32 teams clinch their way to the playoffs. With the exception of a couple of sweeps, every series has been very competitive and a bit of a nail-biter from what we've seen. Our series, with the exception of game number 3 where Eclipse won 5-0, every game was a 1-goal game. So I think ground and pound, some tough luck tonight. They got to get a good night's sleep and hopefully some better puck luck tomorrow, because as you alluded to throughout the broadcast, there was a moment where they could have been up 2-0 in this series, but they're going to head into tomorrow's action down 3-1 to Eclipse. Very impressed with both goaltenders. Sorokin made a ton of big saves to give his team a chance to win. And hey, how about Eclipse getting the job done even without Gilly really firing on all cylinders, which is a bit of a dangerous thing if you're ground and pound. You do not want to wake the sleeping bear in Gilly. So we'll see what they do tomorrow night, but kudos to Eclipse. Great effort from ground and pound, tough results, but I'm looking forward to the conclusion of this series tomorrow night.
Absolutely, and we want to show you guys a clip from Prodigy versus Catch-22. This is where Husky, I believe, of Prodigy, with the goalie pulled, able to score 1 in the final minute, again, with the goalie pulled. So the goalie grabs the 1 goal here, and then, again, they're trailing by 2 in the final minutes here. I don't know if this has been done, especially in an esports event. I don't think so. Husky back in his nets. And they give up another goal. All right, so they're tied there, now trailing again by 1. My apologies, not trailing by 2. They were down by 1. They tie it. So now Prodigy down by 1 again. There goes Husky running to the bench.
There he is in the zone.
Unbelievable. Yo, that's something else. That is something else. I do not think we've seen anything like that. Now, unfortunately, Prodigy isn't able to complete the comeback there as they lose in overtime. But nonetheless, that's pretty insane as a goalie pull able to tie things up twice in the final minute. That's got to be frustrating, but we do have one more sweep as it looks like Vertigo. So Vertigo, Cohesion, and Nemesis, they're all done. They've done their 4 games. They've swept, and we'll move on to the second round. But Shorty, go ahead. Did you pull the giveaway? Go ahead and pull that giveaway for me, Shorty. Unbelievable. I haven't seen anything like that yet. Not an esports event.
That was pretty cool for sure. Great job, Husky. Way to go. Way to make us tendies proud.
Gotta win the goalies when banging in for Iguan. Absolutely. Your tendy ties it up twice. You gotta win that game. Absolutely. All right, go ahead and pull it, Shorty. Go ahead and pull the giveaway here. All right, guys, the winner of the WD Black Prize Pack will get announced. Again, if you are the winner, you type claim in the just type claim in the chat so I know you're here. And then message me on Twitter at NoSleevesGaming, and I'll get everything. So Get Aced has been drawn for the giveaway. Is Get Aced in here? Bang, there he is. All right, Get Aced. Message me on Twitter at NoSleevesGaming. I'll get your info, and we'll get all of that set out for you guys. But man, it has been a crazy night of broadcasting. We've got one more night of round number 1. So tomorrow night, we'll break down the rest of the coverage and whatnot, as we've got a few teams. I don't know if Game 4 in some of the series that were 2-1. We'll see if there's any 2-2 series. It looks like Instinct and Canadians Esports might be 2-2, but we'll find that out momentarily. But guys, thank you for hanging out tonight. I am No Sleeves. He is Nico, and we will be back tomorrow night for round number 1, the conclusion of round number 1 on the Sharks Pacific Cup, presented by WD Black. See you guys tomorrow.